Though the current house dates back to the mid-18th century, parts of this house are a lot older. There has long been a structure on the site, and Bishton Hall was mentioned in the Domesday Book of 1086. Bishton Hall is a Grade 2 listed building. The house, with its ivy-clad exterior, 17 bedrooms, 3 principal front rooms, libraries, servants' quarters, and a labyrinth of corridors and rooms, and a very large cellar, combined to create a very quintessential Old English heritage building. A handful of important families have lived at the hall through the centuries. Among them are 3 former High Sheriffs of Staffordshire, John Sneed, Cecil Stafford Northcote, and John Sparrow. The latter was a lawyer and magistrate who purchased Bishton Hall around 1776. One of the residents was John Sparrow's daughter, Charlotte. Happiness and education are 2 words that will always be associated with this magnificent Georgian mansion in Bishton Hall. Both are optimised by Miss Charlotte Sparrow. Elegant, beautiful, and born in 1786, Charlotte called Bishton Hall at Wolseley Bridge, Staffordshire, her home for her entire life, living there until she died at the age of 90 in 1876. Charlotte's youthful portrait captures her in her prime, porcelain skin, surrounded by gentle brown curls, but behind the feminine demure was a steely resolve. It is thought she never married to ensure that Bishton Hall remained in her family at a time when, upon taking wedding vows, a wife's inheritance immediately is passed down to her husband. Instead, Charlotte avoided matrimony and devoted her energies to helping others, and thanks to her kindness, she is still remembered with fondness to this day. Now, people have reported footsteps heard coming from the empty rooms, the voices of children singing or playing, and women's voices are heard throughout this vast home, along with intense feelings of being watched in certain areas of the hall. This is a night not to be missed as we try to communicate with the ghostly energies of Bishton Hall that are thought to still remain here to this day. We are here for one night. What will we be able to capture tonight? Three friends, one goal, one quest. We are HGC After Dark. Unique yet different nonetheless, we have our challenge to find proof of life after death. What happens to your spirit when you pass? Does your energy just disappear? Can a spirit possess an object or a building it once cherished daily? There are plenty of questions and not enough answers. Within our team, we set on finding the excellent proof that indeed we are not alone. Travelling all over the UK to hotspot locations to gain proof of the afterlife, capturing their story, their moments, their voice onto video. Follow our quest, follow our findings, share our experience. We are HGC After Dark.
It must be something that you want to say. Now we can hear your voice. Be gone. Do you hear that? Spirits can affect anything electrical. So you'll be able to come closer to my phone and potentially affect it and say what you want to say. Whoever still roams this vast building should have the power to be able to do that. Whoa, that had a right long message that. Can you something? Can you come closer and tell us something? Tell me my name. What is my name? What's going on? How many people are in this room that you can see now? Two? Do you hear that? The woman got two? Can you say one of our names? Make it loud and clear so we can hear you. Try different settings on this bit. Can you come forward and tell me your age? How old are you? Can you tell me if you're male? Are you female? I'm not a fan of Techie Moe, you but
No.
I've kind of gone off it.
Go on then. On that side, are we?
So, what was it, like a clicky?
Like a, no, like a crackling.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
We'll walk over now, to be honest.
Probably. Can't believe I went in bloody flight mode for the first bit. Oh, well, I am now, so. There's only me and Brett upstairs in this full area. What you do and what you say will only be seen and witnessed by me and Brett. It would be brilliant if you could come forward and potentially make yourself known by either making a noise or speaking into the orange light on the table, which I will move to the fireplace because Brett's clicking on the table. You have any issues with your tech, Brett?
Yeah, that come up. Oh, then you said corrupted.
Aye, yeah, man, that one over there was corrupt. Well, the one on my hand was. I had to reset it all.
John's testing this recording, I'll see if it does it.
Well, my camera's still working here, Brett, so I'm not too sure that noise what you heard down here, mate.
Yeah, that crackling might be in there, it might be in the damp on the wallpaper.
Yeah, it does. Like quite a lot of it's falling down. On the fireplace there's an orange light. Would you be able to go to that orange light and tell me your name so I can physically hear you? Would you be able to go to that orange light and tell me your name so I can physically hear you? Would you be able to go to that orange light and tell me your name so I can physically hear you? And make that light on that fireplace flicker. Making that light and that fireplace flicker will tell us that you can hear my voice. We mean you no harm. We just want to know who resides. It is mine, yeah. We want to know who resides in this building and why. And the reasons why you like to stay here. I could have sworn I heard a hiss then.
Maybe breathing.
Oh yeah, might be.
This is my home.
So we're getting somewhere now, but... Is this the reason why you still stay here? Because it's your home? This must be Charlotte that we're communicating to. It's got to be.
If it's Charlotte, can you make one of these balls light up? Throw on the floor, on the mantelpiece.
I believe it's Charlotte because you spent all your life here. You spent nearly all your
The
life.
children are listening.
I've never heard it speak like this before, but...
If the children are here, they'll only come into this room and play with these motion balls, the light balls on the floor. They'll enjoy them when the lights start flickering, all different colours.
Touching straws, so to speak.
Out.
Well, that's not bad. And we've come with the technology to be able to communicate with you. I mean no harm. We're just here to document. The guy that's holding the camera now with the spiky hair, you stand in front of him now, he should quickly be able to see you. Is there any chance you could do that for me?
Stick figure. Oh, it gone. It literally come on for 2 seconds and went.
Oh man.
Just as you...
What did I say? Up.
Up. Just as you said that, it's just literally... So it was there where that picture is. It was there.
Wow. So when you ask a question to get it, I've got ghost pimping me.
Literally, as soon as you said that, it just appeared there. I wasn't panning. I was just literally just like this, and it just come there.
Straight in.
Yeah. Then as soon as I said to you, oh, it's showing there.
I went to go
Gone.
look at
And I
it.
didn't move. I didn't move this camera whatsoever.
So you just literally bounced into the room and quickly showed yourself, and I do very, very much appreciate that. The only problem was it wasn't very long.
Can you try and do it again, but this time wave, maybe?
Or just stay a tiny bit longer.
Yeah, just stand. We know it takes a lot of energy, so you can use ours.
Victoria.
That made a jump, that did it?
Did then, yeah.
I was looking away at you when you did it. Victoria, a child that is still here. You can come and walk in this room. We mean you no harm whatsoever. Can you please walk into this room just for 10 seconds? Is that a glitch on the bottom of your
Be
screen?
cautious.
No, it's just flick it a little bit then.
You flick it at the bottom here.
Yeah, sometimes it does, I
How
think.
does that?
Mm.
Don't be cautious. We've just
We're not here to
got,
harm you.
you've just got bits of technology that enable us to be able to see you, but not fully see you. So if you just pop in and say hi, 10, 15 seconds, it just shows us that you are hearing my voice. And
You're kind of happy to show yourself now and then. Because we do know it's your home. And we do come here with the utmost respect. But I forgot to mention something. My name's Dave, and the colleague here is Brett.
Yeah, move on.
There are demons.
Twice that's come from. I don't think there's demons here, but I don't know, because we know a bit of past regarding this big building, we do. But we also know a lot of it hasn't been documented properly. Is there any chance you can tell us more about this building? Tell us more about your family. Can you make a noise for me? I've got a feeling, but
It's not just me here.
I've got a feeling about there's a little kid. Just real weirdly, there's a little kid. I don't know why. It was just I don't know. I can't call it a sixth sense because it's not. I just got a feeling there's a little kid that just likes to roam and pop in and now and then and stuff like that. I don't know. Just that weird feeling I've got.
Here's a challenge. You want to touch one of the balls that's on the floor. Watch it light up. Normally other spirits love them balls and bring them to other locations.
What?
I didn't know this
Yeah,
ball was
there's
big.
loads. There's a room. Oh, that is a.
That's the bedroom.
Bet we just spent 50 minutes in there.
Oh no, the bedroom's here. It is.
Oh, look at them bells. That's brilliant, that.
That's cool. Sorry, I had to do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is where Dave was on here. I'm going to put a light over there. See if it goes on. Charlotte, yeah, is this her bedroom? Or is this your bedroom? Sorry if it's Charlotte who we've been speaking to.
I know. I'm really struggling. So,
Oh, ball.
there's no way our vibration would have set that off, right?
No, I'll test it in a minute. I didn't feel a vibration here. I'm still here.
Oh, I'm moving, I'm just touching the table, like.
If I move,
You hear that? I'll just get activated. Happened in this room.
that's still looking good up. Is it started? Or is it constantly going on?
Oh, I love the look of that bit.
Yeah, you still on the corridor?
No, it went off once when you left and then you just picked it up on you. Have you moved it?
No, it's still on.
Oh, hang on since then.
You didn't have walking back in. The ball, will you do it again?
We are now in the children's room. Hopefully, there's still a child that likes to reside in this room. That's to play around with the toys and the dolls that are still here. If there is indeed a child here, can you either make that green light flicker that's basically near my feet by going near it, or there's a ball in the middle of the doorway. If you go near that, that should flash as well. Jumping off this floor, the floor's rolling even.
Yeah.
Or you can come near me and touch me. You can play a game. Any game you want. Do you want to come closer to me? Can you make a noise? Can you tap anything near me? Or speak to me? Or just come close? We've got the technology today to be able to hear your voice. And we have heard that children do like to stay in this building. And we are in a children's bedroom, so we are putting two and two together that a child still likes to stay in this room. Is this correct?
Transfer the ball off again.
Want to come and sit on this bed next to me? You come and sit in this bed next to me while I'm here. I don't really want to be sitting on this bed, but hey ho. Come and sit next to me. I'm here all by myself. It's me and my camera. You want to come closer and say hi? You picking me up, but?
Yeah, I can see all the bed.
If I lay on the bed, would you, oh, this is the white top, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to get grafted. Nothing I'll watch, I can't sort out. If I come and lay on this bed, do you want to come and lay with us? Lay next to me. Say hi. Oh, I dare lay on it because it falls apart, mate. Want to come closer? We're only here to say hi. You tell me your name. What is your name? Is it? Are you a female? Are you a young girl? Whoa, bet. That's weird. As I'm slowing that way, in front of me on my left in visual vision, I just seen like an orb, like long, like a. I'd seen something with my eye, but you was pointing in the wrong direction, so I know it wasn't your camera. Like something like going in front of me. Right in front of me, like a long. Like something like going in front of me. Right in front of me, like a long, like light.
No, I've got a. If you want to pick it up on that light there, well, not light, that shade, that long shade again.
Where's the lights now?
It's gone now. If that was you, can you show yourself again? There again.
Can you wave if you can hear my voice? He's gonna wave to us. Good bit of kid that, probably.
He's gone now. Put his arms up there like that. Thank you if that was you. I've done it again. I'll just come back now.
Do you hear that tap on that wardrobe over there, but
Yeah.
if that was yourself, can you make sure? Can you tap that wardrobe again? We heard you tap it first time. Or is it just our imagination? There's an orange light above the fireplace. You can say anything you want in that. I'm even tapping over there again, but
I didn't know that time. Made it first time.
can you make any other noise? Can you make a wardrobe door open and out in front? Even when you've got a small LDC display like this, because you might have something go right in front of you. Because sometimes you're looking at what you're doing in the surroundings and not going to see it. If you come close to any one of us, we mean you absolutely no harm whatsoever. It'd be cool if you can show yourself.
Or make a noise so we can hear you. How old are you? See if we forget what that EVP is picking up there.
Mm.
So you're asking these questions, you think, I can't hear that with an naked ear, but then that might be answering there,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
If you have answered, we're not ignoring you, we just can't hear.
Unless you're really, really loud, then we'll.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that us humans who are still living now can't actually do. See ghosts or spirits and hear them sometimes, unless they really are loud. After spending probably around about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes in the children's bedroom in the property, we decided after that we'll move on to the next part of the building. The bedroom to me felt really damp and cold. I did thought I saw something with my visual vision, but I wasn't too sure. Nothing was captured on our equipment regarding that. We did have a cat ball action which happened once, but again we can't discount the fact that might have been us moving the floor for it to go off, and plus I didn't capture it on my camera either. So all in all, I believe the room was rather quiet and secluded, and we didn't get overly much anything else in the room. We didn't even get no EVPs, anything of the sort. So we did decide to move on and see what we've got next, because we did have a vast location to cover within the hours that we had, and so we moved on to the next part of the hall.
You don't see yourself.
I think I need to figure out my memory card situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, just wondered why I did it, that's all.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't make sense. Never done it on last place. Left or right, but remember.
No, it's left, isn't it?
There we go. Oh yeah, I remember the door. Some steel door that. Oh shit. Yeah, I know.
And
Up here, wasn't it?
that way, yeah.
Hey.
Remember
I'm not
screen
going to get
door?
you lost this time.
Then it's a big stairs here.
Got ya.
So we're on this part, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's these stairs.
Are you guys going?
Go down. There's one that says no access, but I think it's
What shall I
that
do
bit.
there? Look at that light switch. That's cool.
Yeah, it's toilet in there, it's left again.
There's one light in here. Get out.
No, I didn't go down there, but there's another room there.
Fall down. Oh.
And you've got this down here, red one. Got a cross in here. Just got a couple of chairs. Start.
And a rug.
Yeah. Start here.
Yeah. I don't apologise for that.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to move as much. Actually, no, fire's back on.
Some money on the floor.
What? No, that's anything. Fucking set that.
That's how you cook, that's why you're rich.
Any spirits here with us?
So no, I was just on the light, that's all.
Not close as that. Oh, just walk.
This part of the building that we're in now, is this an active area for you to roam about in? If it is, could you come forward and just communicate for a split second with us? Let us know that you are here. We're intrigued more about the building itself and its history. There's only so much we know. Is there anything that we've missed?
Yeah.
That chair looks amazing on that camera, yeah? You can see my hand.
You move your hand again.
That chair.
Oh, yeah.
Quality, isn't it?
Yeah.
See the shadows for everything.
That is cool. There's a chair leaning against the door.
Is there any chance you could pop in the room, just quickly sit on that chair for us? Come and say hi. All we've done is come to document you. Listen to your voice, listen to your story. You can come and sit in that chair for a couple of seconds.
What's going on?
What's up?
Every time a camera flickers, crashes.
Yeah, because you're moving it, it's not moving on the
It's not
screen.
crashed, yeah, no. Every time that flickers, that crashes. Look, it's crashed now.
Hold back, sit in the chair. Yes, I've seen it.
I don't think there's enough juice in next power.
Nothing to well, I've got fucking an hour, nearly 2 hours out of it. We just know to get a bigger battery now, don't we?
Yeah, I suppose.
So now we've just come into this room to see if there's any more active than the location that we've just been on the far side.
In the attic, well above.
We're here to document yourself, your story, your situation, but more importantly, if you're actually happy that we are here tonight. Is there any chance you can come forward and make that ball flash in the middle of the floor that is near the door by touching it or using your energy to try and affect it, and it will flash and it'll tell us that you can hear my voice. My name's Dave and this is Brett. You look at the technology we've got that would be able to, for us to be able to see you is low on power at the moment in time, so you can do what you want.
Yeah, you can come in.
Yeah, hold that. I'll be there.
Now this next capture, I am sure I think I know what it says. I will replay it first to see what you guys think. Now there's only Brett in the room. He's literally looking down with the camera and literally talking to the EVP recorder on the floor. But then when I listened back to it during the editing, I picked up this and it's a weird one. See what you guys think.
Let's communicate with us. Got a green light on the floor. Can you come near it? And the lights will change to amber or red, depending how close you get to it.
I found this capture absolutely astonishing to first of all hear it like that and have such tone, but to hear it at that precise time when Brett is actually asked just a question only a second or two before. But to get that reply, that's what I think it says and that's what I think it replies. I might be wrong, you guys might think differently, but that had vocal tone in my eyes and there's only Brett in that room, and I'd gone to go and get a bit of equipment and I'd gone quite far away to get this equipment, so there's only him there at that present time when that voice was picked up. Highly unusual to be so clear, but nonetheless I think a nice little capture.
No way I can sneak up on you, is there?
Not that light there, no. And the floorboards, to be fair.
Yeah, that gives it away. Now in the hallway we have a music box. This music box is some phenomenal bit of kit. If you go anywhere near this music box, it will actually play a little song for you. But more importantly, it will tell us that you're near us and that you can hear my voice. It's a white box on the floor outside this door. Is there any chance you can just walk past that box and just make that music play for us? I can't.
Did you hear it?
Yeah. Do you want to go and make that music play for me? Thank you, mate.
Oh, my leg.
Half right, this boy there. There's a green light in the middle of the floor. Again, you can come close to that. That will flicker as well. And there's a blue light in front of that. You can go and touch that area and again that'll go off. A lot of avenues for you to do. I really want to communicate with someone called Charlotte.
Or John. Charlotte's dad.
Sparrow being the last name, the last family that owned this grand building. Do you still roam these corridors, Charlotte? Protecting the property that you loved and cherished all your life. Must be annoying having loads of people walking about it all the time. Seeing it fall apart and not really looked after on this side. Come forward and say hi.
What's that from here? I like right at the back.
I still hear it now, and I'm not hearing it. Well, that's definitely all there. I definitely heard that voice.
Okay, no. I haven't heard of
I
it.
call now, but when I'm moving to it, when we go, like that, either I or, And that's a building though, isn't it? You just don't know. Is there a female down this corridor now? Can you make another noise for me? Make sure it's quiet enough. So we'll jump a bit. There's nothing bang now. Boing, I can't get on that.
Yeah.
See how
Concourse.
the doors are?
Yeah.
You used to be a midget, don't you?
I won't go that far.
Well, I'm 6 foot and I'm nearly touching her. If there's a female down here, can you make another noise for me? Because I thought I heard your voice. My camera's on the floor down there as well, so that would pick it up because the sound that's really good. If I did hear your voice, can you say one more thing? Because I'm stood in the doorway now, as you can see, and I will be able to hear you properly. Is that you tapping? See, that's not going to pick it up on that. It should pick it up on this. Try and make another noise. Try your hardest. That light is casting a shadow, my big fat head on that wall. And in my corner of my eye, I seen this head move in his man. And my body just shook from head to toe. And then I realised it was my own fucking shadow. On the screen against this, let's come out here. And you great glass at that.
Possibly, yeah.
Right, try and stop breathing, I suppose, you can't, can you? Somebody's checking that body. You'll say that. Try and tap, now we can both, now we're both study, yeah? Can you keep tapping like you have been, but just make it a bit louder so we can both hear you now? Tap twice for yes. Can you hear tapping? No. Have you got waxy ears out? Oh, that's... You farted, you dirty bastard. Brett, mate, this is a confined space. I'm used to the damp smell, that's rotten now.
Please. Anyway, back to the tapping.
Dirty
Tap that.
tasty, mate. Oh, wow.
Oh, sure. I don't know.
I think I know you're about, I think they're alongside. Oh, these doors are
Oh,
cool.
this one there is, yeah. This is where Horn fans will put their cellar in this room here. There's a boy here.
Oh, we've got no SLS. How bad is that?
Yeah, that's what sounds like a shower room.
I like the way they put the elements and that, and then more stage close. Can't go night vision because that's out there. Let's go colour vision. Whoa.
That's what I was getting before, don't you?
That's high.
Just do it again, man.
Is there anything else we can use over here? I've got all the 8 on the shoe there. Right, what are you doing again?
Owen's not that. Shall I put mine there as well, just see if we've got...
Yeah.
4 minutes left on time. Now we're down here in Brett, we've done the house, we've done above us level 2 and 3. We've come down here because we've been made aware that there is potential children's spirits that like to roam down here.
What's it done? There's a music box in the hall there?
Yeah.
Brilliant. We are now underground, just for the video this, in, what do I call it? It's a cellar in there, at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like a shower room or isn't it? There's different like stores down there, I mean, like we'll eat a wine store and that.
Yeah, and I'll just show them outside before we start doing something in here. But it's like out here. Oh, it's a perfect place, that music box, by the way. Huh. My camera just turned off.
Oh, why not?
Tell you what it is, Brett. What is down here like draining batteries? What was that, mate? Right. So just for the video, that's down here. It's definitely just like a cellar with all the wine stuff and glasses and whatnot. And then opposite end. Music box turned on, Brett?
Yeah.
But it's not going off when I'm going near it. Amateurs.
It's on. It's on.
Well, it's not going off now, is it? It's on now.
It's on.
It was off.
I'll turn on because it's put on music and everything, unless I didn't fully figure the cat around to pause before I had to come back on.
It's on now, mate.
That was me.
Yeah, I know. Oh, good. Oh, the smell down here. So we're literally in the showers of where, when this used to be a school, they'll have been showering down here.
Can you step away?
Got 40 minutes left on the camera, which is good enough for us.
Yeah.
Now we're down here, me and Brett, we've done the house, we've done above us level 2 and 3. We've come down here because we've been made aware that there is potential children's spirits that like to roam down here. If this is something that is correct, can you make that green light, any green light that's on that bench, flicker for me now, please? And do it as high as you can. Do that noise going. If that camera shut down again, I'll have to give up on it. And it's still on. Sorry, bro, I'll start again. In the hallway, outside, we've got a camera, and right at the end of the corridor, we've got a little ball. Is there any chance that you can make that ball flash for me on that camera outside, in that hallway?
Oh, fancy.
That made me jump on the screen now.
Thank you. Can you try and make it go into the red?
The orange light on the bench gives you the opportunity to say what you want to say. If this is something that you agree with and you can do, can you make that green light flicker as high as you can to get it into the red? I think you've got the energy and the power to be able to do this. Do that voice then?
No, it's I don't know the voice.
I definitely hear a voice.
No, I did hear something like, come back on, it was a voice.
In the corner of his room is a ball on the floor. Is there any chance you can make that flash? That does work, that, doesn't it? Yeah, it's one up or down it is. You have to use as much energy as you've got, and that will flash for us. It just tells us that you're here. Do that tap out there.
If you're in the corridor, don't just walk by or walk into this room. And there's a box on the floor, and I'll play some music.
Discount that, that's some of the brothers. Which we know about, don't we? Can you get that any higher? That's the highest we've had all night, Bert. Can you set anything else off? The aerial to my left, the black box on the floor, can you touch that? Made that go off? Is this a child spirit that likes to stay down here? Is that who we are communicating with now?
If it is, can you make the lights flicker? Just so we know. Are you a female spirit, an adult? Again, make the lights flicker. Let's confirm you are.
Feels weird down here, doesn't it?
No.
Oh, there we go.
Female.
Female, adult.
Thank you. Can you step away?
What else can you do?
That's dripping from that female. Is this female spirit? Is it Charlotte? If it is, can you make the lights flicker? If it's not Charlotte, can you make the lights flicker?
I was hoping it would as well. Trying to figure out important questions so I can try and narrow it out. Who?
I'm into 11.3 now.
It's going up that. Because we're down here heating the place up. Free energy. Is there anything else you can do while we are down here that tells us that you can hear our voice, and at this moment in time you are more than happy to communicate? Can you make a loud enough noise for us?
Can you move one of the glasses outside?
Can you tap the wall in here?
I just turned off.
I just turned off.
No, I just said, can you tap?
I dare go with that. That.
You just turned off, yeah, look at that. If that was you, turn that off. Can you just make those lights flicker on the other device?
Turn straight back on. Full battery as well, but I hardly ever use this one, to be honest with you. You're more than happy to fluctuate the EMF, because I believe that's the easiest option and thing that you can do.
Yeah, you don't physically have to touch it, your energy just needs to be close to it.
Is there anything else that you can potentially do to confirm that you are here? I'm sure if you could make a noise. Can you make a noise now? into this room, there's a white... I've got a really dry throat. There is a white box on the floor that if you go near, that will play music. Alone, that will tell us that you are in this room with us. I thought it was a chink of a glass, mate. Can you make that box outside this doorway go off and start playing music by going near it? And with that ball flash in the hallway outside. I mean, what's going to go in there? It's really creepy down here, don't you think? Something about it. Personally, I wouldn't want to shower down here, that's for sure.
Oh, nice and all. No,
I don't know. Never know to delve in there. We've shifted a few things around now, just to see if it makes it easier for you. It's a bit, well, that's a bit of a spike. I mean, that is definitely an easy thing for you to do.
Yeah. Nothing was getting last time I was on your home.
And it's on the same wall. But there's no, the thing is, that's the thing is, it's just a partition wall, this bit. There's actually nothing electrical inside that one bit.
Just breeze box, yeah?
Yeah, just normal booze box.
And if there was, it'd be constantly going off the back. I'm like, whoa, tough in the red then.
That's what bibbed that one.
Yeah, that big, because that one red and that one red at the same time. Then that one drops again. Can you step away from the device?
Oh, we'll wait there. Let's just that's pegged out, but that's pegged out.
Are you going to the red again? All the way to the red. I'll make the other device go red, the screen. If you hold the device.
Yellow.
Come on, just a little bit closer.
Bit more. You're giving it a good go. I know it's a hard thing to do, but clearly you've...
That's it. Bit more.
Bit more, it's in the red?
No, it's not that. That's a lot of energy.
Thing is, I'm not getting nothing on the other one.
No. Can you try and use the other device, the blue one, next to it with the green screen? I did go to red though at the same time as I wanted to because the screen went and it beeped in it.
That blue one, can you go near that and make that go and turn on? Because if you go near that, it'll flash red. Is there any chance you can do that now for me? Let's just play a game, see if you can do it. See if you're strong enough. You've made the black one go off just fine. Quite easily, to be honest with you. It's just a case of where they come and go. Like, oh, what are they up to? Well, that's I'll quickly do that, I'll go upstairs.
Or the energy, and just try that hard. I'm going to finish doing it again until it builds up and then they come back and do it again.
Yeah, because I feel drained, don't you? I don't know because it's elimora or what. But yeah, it can be on now. What's the best you can do? What's the absolute maximum you can do?
Can you try and go near the antenna with the blue light? It's similar to that black device you've been going near, it'll make a noise. It takes about the same energy as it would do to use another device.
If you're still here, can you make anything go off? Just let us know that you're here. Just make anything go, anything flash. You can't have just dropped in to the tea party and just taking all the buns and gone.
Yeah, what's saying bye?
Exactly. It's a child spirit down here, don't you think? I really got a feeling it's a child spirit.
That's the lights, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I probably got all off that.
Yeah, so would I.
Want to try one of these balls?
But it's not working now.
Look, you'll see them later. Look, you'll see them later.
So I'm put on this wood, so we'll try and get away from it. Yeah, it's me leaning on the wood.
Touch one of these ball lights and set it off.
It must be boring down here by itself. So I would hazard, I guess, people like ourselves coming, investigating, wanting to know your story and your situation, and basically asking the reasons why you're still here. Must be interesting for you, because then it gives you something to do. What I want to know is, what's the maximum, absolute peak that you can do right now to show us that you are indeed still roaming the cellar of this grand building. If you're hearing my voice now, can you make something go off just to confirm you can hear me?
I'll speak into that orange light, so we'll be able to hear your voice.
Right.
Yeah, it's just quiet, isn't it?
Is it a child that likes to stay down here, stay out of the way?
That blue one's gone off again.
Which blue one? Oh, as as well. That's a full battery, but I'll just fucking leave it off. I don't know if it's automatically supposed to turn off then, if it's in its wires, I don't know, I can't discount it. Is it a child that likes to stay down here then?
Oh.
That confirms that might be a child.
Can you try and tell us your name in the orange light? What's on the bench?
I'm just going to put the app on, but I'm going to find it. I'm going to stick with Spirit Talker, only because I've got better reactions from Spirit Talker than anything else. And I'll put my phone, even though it's on flight mode, I'll put it right over there. That's all right. Oh, done.
Looking again. Oh, that's gone now. That one view, that was it. Spend that again. No. That was you, can you just do that again?
That's scary a bit, that, because I've never seen that go off.
Can you touch that device again, what's made the noise? You know how it works now. Just try your hardest to just set it off again. Do your very best.
Just for the camera, the blue one, it's actually turned itself off, so I'm not going to bother turning that back on.
Dave missed it when you first pressed it then. Not pressed it, sorry, but...
Made it go off.
Yeah, set it off.
I've put my phone over there as well.
Kneel.
And I'm kneeling. We're kneeling.
Yeah, I mean, it's a name Neil there. Yeah, name Neil. If this is Neil who's touching the device, can you just stop touching it so we know?
You can walk away from it, you know. Walk.
Would you help?
We can try if you tell us what you need help with.
If you can walk away from making that green light flash, that tells us that you are listening. Can you stop making that flash just for a second for me? By walking away.
Helen.
Whoa, that's worried that. When that name came out, it flashed really high.
Is this Helen we're speaking to? If so, can you go to that antenna to set the other device off?
I'll put my phone over here, but because that's too loud and it's echoey as hell. I want to know if this is a child or a young woman, I think you said you were. I really want to know, number one, what is your name?
Thompson.
And number two, why are you here? Why are you here now? What makes you stay here?
Just step away from the device again.
Like tapping on that bag, innit?
Just move away from the device, please.
If you're not going to turn it off, turn it on and put it in the red. And give it all you've got. See how strong you really are. If you can put that in the red, gives us a good indication of who we're dealing with here.
18.
18. Is that all you want? You try and make the one on the bench go into the red.
Religious.
I'm not religious personally. Brett can be religious sometimes when he's with Danielle, but it doesn't happen very often. Now try and make the green lights flicker then. Now we've changed the position of them to try and debunk maybe the reasons why the readings are so high. It's just part of what we do, unfortunately. Now we've moved it to a higher position. Is there any chance you can maybe go near that now and try and make it flicker? Because if you can, it tells us that yes, you are here, and yes, we've tried debunking and we've been wrong. So go on then, go close to it now and make that flicker for me. And give it a good go.
Outdoors.
Sometimes when I just say shit for them. It's a weird one, but so hard when you're zoomed in to keep it straight. House. We've been in a house. Well, we are in a house. Well, it's house, manor, house, yeah. Can you do something now to tell us that you're still here? Either make a noise or make something go off for us.
Caves.
Is there a switch for that lot to turn them on? Saying that though, I bet they haven't turned on now, so they shouldn't pick anything up, should they really? But I thought that. I don't think there's power down here.
Power.
Power. Is that just said power?
Yeah.
Can you tell me your name again while we're still down here? Just remind me of who we're talking to. What is your name? Go on again, Brett. That just said up.
Oh.
As you was raising it. So it's there in the midsection, innit? And if it gets stronger as you go down.
Well, it's like if I go like that.
Using my voice.
You can use your voice, we'll be able to hear you. The orange light on that bench will record your voice. Oh, look.
They want to laminate that.
No. Such a weird one. Just relax.
Balls, man.
Oh, I was just about to sit down on that then. Not a chance, mate. No, my legs are dead because I've been on my legs all day now.
Yeah.
The thing is that there's no way we should get a signal from anything down here. We were underground. We're clearly getting a strong signal. Hey. Hey.
Mummy.
I am not too sure.
That's constant, isn't it, Alot?
Yeah. Strong.
Oh, go on. It's like here, around this area.
And then boom, back to there, nearly the bed there. And
You get through. Like this gap here.
yeah.
Now, after being in the cellar and really enjoying the whole time of the whole investigation, coming down here, there is no readings as in signal wise that can really get down there to really affect any EMF readings. So of course, getting these kind of readings, Brett and myself are very skeptical, to say the least, of why they were so high, but more importantly why they were bouncing so much. And of course, as you can see now, which I've left in the edit for people to understand, is that with a bit of investigation you can figure it out. And I do believe, because the power is on the building above us, the power lines going into the building come through the floor and go up to the house, and I think that is what we're capturing. And we had to narrow it down, and we did. We narrowed it down in the end. So we definitely discounted all EMF readings in the cellar from this full investigation. But either way, the investigation from start to finish was very interesting. The voices we captured, the tone of the voices that we captured, and the whole era of the whole building just wasn't quite right. It was a very big building. We only had a short amount of time to investigate, and we did miss quite a lot. But either way, Bishton Hall does have a lot of secrets and a lot of history behind its walls. Unfortunately, I just don't think we had enough time to really delve more into that and get the evidence that we really wanted to create a really good episode. But either way, we enjoyed Bishton Hall, and we will maybe one day go back, we don't know, but we can safely say it's ticked off our list of a big vast location that we've always wanted to go to, and we've done it now. But look forward to the next one, because we are going on more investigations, better locations, bigger locations. 2023 is going to be mega for us, so hopefully you stick around and see what else we've got in store at After Dark.